Hello folks, this is Steve A. before you. Well, it's getting late, but I thought I would show you one that I thought was interesting. I prepped some slides. Now you know that one of my favorite tabs is Bleeping Computer. I'm not promoting anything, I'm not recommending anything, but now, as a matter of fact, on the first page presently, all the way down the bottom, today is the 29th, and on the 25th, 4 days ago, they did an article about this one, and then I did a video about it, wondering what's going to be going on with this. Windows iNet Pub security fix can be abused to block future updates. And what it was is, iNet Pub is a folder in the system drive on my machine, which is not a server. That would be the C drive, Windows 10. It's not supposed to be there, but after my April updates, Windows updates for security and other things, yes, it was there. Empty. System privilege. Don't know why. Now, what the article said was that this fellow found that there was a way of playing with it, the iNet Pub, specifically this, that if you don't have it, you can make one, or if it's already there, you can delete it and then remake it, but with this command, mklink, make a link. This is a shortcut. Windows, you can right-click on something that's not directly in the folder where you're working, but it's in, and you can put a shortcut and bring it over into a folder so that, like, if you need to copy files to it, you don't have to have a second window open. You just have the shortcut to the place, and you just push them in there, and it's just like you dragged and dropped it. It's a link. It's a shortcut. Well, it's called a junction, probably from way back, /J. So this is make a link, create C/inetpub, a folder, and say that it's equivalent to notepad.exe, which is a mismatch. At least we think that inetpub would be a folder, but it turns out in this case it's just a name for a shortcut. But it sits in the system folder. That's the technique. And he went to Microsoft and they basically, oh yeah, this is sort of medium. They brushed him off. The reason why I'm doing this episode is to show it to you that what he said is correct. It does work that way. And I think that the botnets are going to use this to, if anything, harass and impede a lot of people, screw them from being able to update their computers with this little trick, because it doesn't require administrative access. All you got to do is get on the computer and you can do it. So I made a series of slides and I'm showing it in a certain slide maker program, and I'm going to play a slideshow of a series of screens. I took a computer that I have where I did the updates in April. I made an image of it. I do that anyway. If you're going to do updates, first you make an image of your system drive, then you do the updates. If the update's screwed up, you can restore. You can get back to where you were. Well, I had the one before I did the April updates. So I made the current state image, and then I killed that, and I installed as though it was back, just as I was trying to do the Windows updates for April. And you're in the settings folder, and I'm showing you the files that are on the C drive of that computer, and I'm showing you the panel where you could do updates. Now, the reason what I did first, I put the pre-April image on, I disconnected the Ethernet cable, I started the computer up, and the first thing Windows did behind your back is it checks to see if it should be doing some updates. And it tried, because the expiration of the delay was past, but it couldn't do it because there's no internet connection. So it went, what's the matter? And that permitted me to set the date later than the end of this month so that I could show you what it was like before we initiate the updates. Here's the C folder, the system folder. If you look in the I section, you can see there's no inetpub. Okay? Now we're back to this view, and I want to show you what the update status was of the starter. The latest update on this image, as I was doing it just 3 days ago, was for March cumulative updates. And on March, that computer only required the system updates and nothing else. That's what this first one here, 2025-3, because before that, somehow I missed doing it in February, and the ones before, oh no, here was February. Oh, it caught up with a January one. I think that was reissued by Microsoft. So actually it did it, yeah. No, it did that in February along with the February updates. So that's the update history. You can see it. So we're ready to do the April updates again on that machine because it's like it hasn't happened. Here's that view again. And down here, I showed you that you see up here, updates will resume on 5/31/2025. I told you how I set that up, taking the Ethernet cable off. So at this point to get going, I would click on Resume Updates, that button there. Now, we're going to look at the command line approach. I showed you in the article, pardon me, don't screw up, Steve. I showed you in the article I'll have to do it this way. I showed you a moment ago that there's no inetpub on this machine. So up here, right here, I say dir inetpub, file not found. Now it says file not found if it's a directory or a file, or a shortcut. So then I say mkdir, make directory, inetpub. Then I do dir inetpub, and it says, yeah, the folder's there, it's empty. Now I'm going to do his thing. And here it is up here, make link /j seek /inetpub, and then I'm going to link it to notepad.exe. And this is going to be a mistake on my part, and it's intentional. And it says file not found. And what it means is you already have inetpub, and the way you're trying to use it, you can't do it with the existing one. So what I had to do was remove it. And when I did it again, I made the inetpub, I tried to create the shortcut, the link, the junction. It says you can't do that. So I deleted the inetpub folder, and then I just ran his command, and it doesn't create a folder. It looks like a folder, but it's really a shortcut placeholder, and it succeeds. And if we look now at my C drive, we can see that now there is an inetpub, but you see this arrow here? See this thing up here, Documents and Settings? Every Windows computer has that. The Documents and Settings for you are not actually on the C drive in the root. They're somewhere else, but they want a quick reference to it, so they put a shortcut to it. You click on that, and you go there immediately. Or you can drop something into there to copy something to that location. And that's what this is now. It's a shortcut for starting an executable. Well, how does that interfere with the security updates for April? So here we are back to this page, and I will now click on Resume Updates. And it goes out to the server, and it starts downloading 3 different things. The cumulative preview update for .NET. We're not so interested in that. The reason why I did that, originally when I did the updates around the 20th of the month, that hadn't been published yet, the preview for the next month of .NETs. So it didn't try to install that. But if you're later in the month and it's been published, it'll just go ahead and do it, whether you want them or not. The second one is a security update for some kind of fix that's been going on for a while. And what happens is that while this update is going on, that downloads, tries to install, fails, but when the actual security updates for the month finish, when you redo that one, it succeeds. They're lazy to make it work right the first time. I'm talking about Microsoft geniuses. And the third one is the main security updates. The one in the middle is small, so it downloaded right away and started to... You see it? The small one, the middle one, downloaded right away and started to try to install and fails. The actual security updates is probably 500 megabytes, and it's going to take it a while. We've already got one pending restart. We've got the download error, and we're installing. And when that process for the 3 of them finally goes to completion, which is this one, now we'll see it magnified. The .NET framework is ready for a restart in order to actually finish the installation. That security update, the middle one, we knew it was going to error out. It'll work the next time we do it. But the last one says there was a download error on that. The main security downloads have failed. There's a download error, even though it went to supposedly 100% install. But that's a charade to just occupy your eyes. They don't tell you what they're really doing, even when they get into trouble, except finally when it's over and they can't recover, they have to say download error, which is their way of saying try again in a minute. So we have to reboot in order to restart, in order to get the first one in there, in order to prep to redo the other 2. And it tells you to retry. And it does. And the middle small security one, it goes right through, disappears, doesn't require a restart, but now it's trying once again to install the main security update for the month. We got it up to 74%, and then it gets to 100%. What do you think happens? Error occurred, try again. You see the red thing? Error occurred, try again. Doesn't matter how many times you retry it. It'll repeat itself. you can't install the main security updates. It doesn't tell you if some of the components of it were installed okay. It just tells you here you can't do it. Now what you don't see is between these steps is that it says we're preparing to restart, don't shut your computer down, and then it does a restart and it says now we're finishing the restart, don't shut your computer off, and then we're cleaning up, and then it comes back to this, but it comes back to you're going to try again, and when you do it, it just errors out again. And that's what the guy said he was doing. His little thing will screw you up if you don't know how to fix it. How do you think you would fix it? That'll be my question to you. I can think of an easy way if you know what's going on. If you look and see if there's a shortcut to something called inetpub in your system drive, what's the simple solution to get past this crap and for it to successfully install the month's main security updates? Put your answer in a comment. It's easy. It's actually kind of obvious if you followed what I said. Now, this was fun to do. It was more work to produce the slides than to actually do the proof. Well, no, it's not the same amount of work. But I'm used to saving my system drive in case there's an error I can restore. I could go back to a month prior. I could recreate before the April updates so that I could try what he had written, which was so simple, and then work out how I would recover if I start getting this. Because I'm going to say it again. I believe we'll hear about this again, that the nasty botnets that want to screw around with people will be getting in. It doesn't even require administrative privilege. All they got to do is send you something where it will execute that little thing and it'll screw your computer over because you clicked on a link you shouldn't have. And you didn't even know it did it. Phishing campaign will be perfect to set millions of people up for this kind of aggravation. Phishing campaigns. Click on the wrong link you shouldn't have. Got your answer written yet? Steve A. before you out, just having fun. Saying see you in 73.